And we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When the first person comes up, 8, nobody's up yet. Oh, there we go.
I
Got
love my
13.
little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never
Hello, hello,
found a
hello.
peace that
Hey, Father
comes
Fish,
from
how are you
watching
doing?
my
How's your
fishes
day
I'm
been?
good,
as they
Dina.
swim
Happy to
about
see
their
you.
home.
Happy to see you too.
My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their
Here the
colors
colors
begin to
begin to
glow,
blow up.
I am drawn into a world where my
Where my
heart
heart
longs to go. I
I
imagine
imagine
scenes of beauty
you
and feel the
feel the
warmth
warmth
of
of love.
love. I love
I love
my little
you.
fishes as they
I see
swim about their home.
Well, 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 well. Here we are again. Just
Yep.
one more time. Ew. That's some of you. Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Same here.
There we go. Goodness sake. So we've had busy weekends, haven't we? You were up
Yeah.
doing a fundraiser for a local
Yep.
hospital. I went to the Keystone Clash and
Hmm.
had just such a great time. It was. I did not go for a long period of time. We left 6 o'clock in the morning, got there around 10, set up, stayed till 4, packed up, and came home. So I was there a total of 6 hours. Met
Wow.
so many people. Was just I had such a great time. And so many people came up to me who I'd never met before, who've been following Father Fish for years, and were just, delighted to meet finally. And I was certainly delighted to meet them. Just had a wonderful time. Met hundreds of people. Got some good contacts for some product lines that I'm interested in. Bought a few things. Um, what else? Met a lot of young people. There were a bunch of young people who came up who were doing Father Fish tanks, and that was, as well as some old farts like me. I mean, there are a bunch of old men in there, over 100. They seem like, well, 70s and 80s, who uh, who were enthused by meeting Father Fish.
That's awesome to hear.
I've heard this an awful lot lately, and I hear it all the time. I've been keeping I've been keeping fish for 50 years,
Hmm.
and Father Fish has got it nailed. Just
Yeah, you
doing
do.
his system works. It's absolutely effective.
Hmm.
I'm proofreading the first 20 pages of the new book. That's about all I'm going to proofread is the first 20 pages. And that's really the case it makes. If you try this, you will succeed. I just finished an introduction to the Father Fish channel, something I haven't done before. Somebody, oh, was it you? Somebody
Yeah.
recommended I do it. You did, right.
Mhm.
So I did that, and it's nice, but it said the same thing in it. What we've managed to achieve is a system whereby if you try it, we guarantee you will succeed. We
Mhm.
guarantee it. Now, there's a caveat, and the caveat walked through the door today. And I don't know what this is. I'm apprehensive about it. Um, I've yet to figure out what's going on, but I'm going to lay it out because I need to know. And if anyone else has had an experience like this, I need to hear about it because I need to figure out what's going on. It's disastrous, potentially. A very good customer, guy who's been in, first customer who came in the door, he's in here 2, 3 times a week. He's a local teacher he's a professor at the local university. His children, he's a hobbyist and a scientist. Um, he said, I bought some of your dirt. That would have been last Friday. Opened up the bag Saturday. It was pungent. I figured, well, okay. Dumped it in the tank, capped it with sand, filled it with water. It smelled horrid. Put the plants in it. By Monday, every plant was melted and dead. The stench was horrendous.
Mhm.
I dumped it in a bucket and took it outside. So I started looking at, first thing I did was check other bags. I've not found anything yet like that. Started looking at various chemicals that we put in it. Nothing. The only thing I thought might be the case is I do add urea, and it smelled like urine. In fact, he brought some back later in the afternoon. A little coffee can, took the lid off, and whew, it was an ammonia burn like you wouldn't believe. It just powerful ammonia odor. So I don't know what has caused that, but something caused that dirt to become ammoniated, severely ammoniated. And I've never had that happen before. Whether it's a bad batch, somehow something got into it, I don't know. But if anyone has had anything like that, I want to know about it. I'll replace your soil if it is a bad batch. If it is, it will have affected about 8 bags. Each batch we get about 8 bags out of.
Mhm.
So let me know. Yeah, it smelled like decay, but I don't know what it. I've never had it happen before. I just opened a half a dozen bags, nothing at all. Never had an odor of any kind. So I need to get to the bottom of this and figure out what happened. So far, I'm at a loss, but it's real and it's dreadful. I called him up after I thought about it for a minute. I said, "You have cats?" He said, "No cats, no small animals, nothing." It was like that when I opened the bag. So I can only believe it's true. I mean, I have no reason at all to doubt him. Dakutatsu said, I just picked up a 29-gallon bag. We're going to check every one before it goes out.
Mhm.
We will not send out anything like that at all. And if we did, it would have gone out this past week. So it's possible that some went out, haven't been used yet. Um, please let me know if there's an issue. I'll not only guarantee it, I will do a recall on that batch. One of the things I am going to start doing is batch numbering the bags. So we'll start doing that right away. We haven't done it because we've never had an issue. And there have been thousands. We've shipped out thousands of these. First time it's ever been a problem that I'm aware of. Nobody's ever said anything before. It was incredibly powerful. I mean, just scary strong.
Mhm.
Do you guys do pump-free tanks? Don't know what that means. You mean like air pump or filter-free? I don't personally. Some people do. NC wants to know where the show and tell link is. Oh, right. We can do that when we find it. Good question. Where is it? Where is it? Right there. Copy, paste, and whoops. I need to get a new computer. My computer is not strong enough.
Mhm.
Now my mouse is frozen.
Oh no.
I got it. Okay, pin message. It is pinned. Somebody just came up. Guess who?
NC.
Gotta be, right? There he is.
Hey, NC.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back
How
at
are
the shop.
you?
I got my cast off.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
I gotta wear this brace for a few
Oh
more
yeah.
weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, Cody just was gonna ask you guys something about the plant importer, right?
Oh yeah, never heard back from you guys. I was wondering if I could get that so we can start getting some more plants in here.
What was that again?
The plant wholesaler we were talking about. I was just
Oh
wondering.
yeah. I didn't get that to you. I need to do that. Let's tell you what. Let me do it right now while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Because I keep forgetting. Let me go to my email
No, it's on Discord.
on Discord.
Yep.
Who you? NC.
No, Cody. Cody C.
Cody C. I don't know how to do this.
Well, I just want to give you guys a little quick tour. You know, everything's fine, normal.
Great DM. Great DM. Okay,
That's a
let's see.
job.
Pound at Cody C. Cody space C. Must be.
No, just Cody C.
Great DM. He needs to send me one. I don't know how to do this. Send an invite link. He's not friended me.
You haven't friended him yet. He's gonna do that real quick. Yeah, I've just been helping out lately
Well, that's
Nice.
good.
with the shop.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's a beautiful fish shop.
Let's see.
Pretty nice here.
Stan Pitney won the Fish Family Clash giveaway. Wow. Nice.
Hey,
Nice
congratulations.
Nice.
He's on the Discord right now.
Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Thank you, Big Pen.
Should be. That's my profile right there. Cody C.
Come on,
I'm
focus.
not focusing. Let's see.
But yeah, everything's doing fine. I gotta show you guys the axolotls real quick.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The big ones.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually bought him some of my albino guppies.
Oh, now that's cool. Those
Yeah,
are pretty.
for a few store credit because I'm getting some plecos. Obviously,
Let's see.
right here, they've grown. Last time they were like little babies. Look at them now.
Oh yeah, they've grown a lot.
That one's an albino. You got the another albino,
I love
another
that
albino, and then here's the dirty.
He's a pretty one too.
Yep. Yeah.
Those angels
So,
are really pretty.
so yeah, this is the bundle they do.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay I think it's 120 for like an axolotl, the tank, the sand, the pump, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they do a lot of that. In here, still the same. Got the axolotls.
That's a lot of axolotls.
Yep. We did some aquascaping. We also have some father fish. This is one of your favorite fishes, right? The German blue ram, the midnight.
Oh
German.
yeah, you bet. Absolutely.
Where are they? They're in here somewhere. I'm not going to disturb them, but they're midnight German blue rams. Beautiful fish.
That's
I used
cool.
to have a German blue ram. But, yeah.
I'm
Tank
having
wall.
I'm having a lot of trouble doing this. I'm just not I'm not getting it.
And see, could you get him to message Father Fish a message? That might make it easier because I always have problems finding my messages too.
Oh. I'll ask
All right,
Cody on
look,
that one.
I've got the link.
Cody, can you message Father Fish real quick? Yeah.
He's trying to. I'm just not getting anything. NC, are you on Discord?
Yes, I am.
Send me a message. Wait a minute, I think I got it. Cody C, I
It
got
won't
it.
let me send
I
you
got
a
it.
message.
I got it. Okay.
It
Why not?
won't let me send you a message for some reason. It says the person you're trying to send is not friended with you or something.
Okay, well, you need to send me a friend request.
It's I am NC.
Send me a friend request and I'll answer it. Okay, I just gave him the link. So he's got
Okay.
it. So
Yep. Well, that's
Awesome.
basically it. This is the store.
that's done. All right. Uh,
Thanks for the tour, NC.
okay, take
Yep.
care. Bye,
Thanks,
NC.
Dina. Hopefully
You're welcome.
your teeth feel a bit better, right?
A lot better.
Yeah.
Still having to use a little bit of pain meds, but doing a lot better. Thanks
Yep.
for
See you,
asking.
Father Fish. See you on
Bye bye, NC.
Wednesday when I go back to my fish room. Bye.
Sounds good. Bye.
Okay, Raymond Riger is here. Hi, Raymond.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
That's good. Yeah, I just recently been following you on YouTube. I'm convinced you saved my fish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a
Good to
20
hear.
gallon. I just started collecting fish in the fish hobby just recently, like probably like a month and a half ago, but I'm up to 12 fish now. Here, I'll show you my fish tank.
That's awesome.
I got lots of plants. Now, when I first started, I went in, I got, the gravel, I got the artificial, and I just knew that something wasn't right. And I happened to find you on YouTube like a couple days later. So I'm pretty sure I was having issues with my tank with the gravel, the water started getting dirty, and then I found you, and then I put some sand over, the tank cleared up, and pretty much the fish have been really good ever since. And so,
Yeah, that's all you need to do sometimes.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
It
So
looks great.
Nice.
yeah, me and little man here, he loves the fishing. He loves the fishes and everything.
Cool.
So
Cool.
yeah. And also I've been on your YouTube, I've been going back to the very first videos. Like I'm starting the journey.
Okay.
So you probably recognize me. It's Mr. Rieger. And you've been liking and commenting and stuff like that. So which is pretty cool.
Okay.
to have that interaction and everything. And I'm pretty
bet.
sure I coined the make aquariums great again. I coined that. That was me.
Well, perfect. I love
Yeah.
it.
So,
I love it.
but yeah, no, I just want to say thank you. And I'm planning on getting a 75 gallon. We're going to do the soil. We're going to do the sand and obviously plants. So
Well, look forward to it, Raymond.
awesome. Thank you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you, Dina.
Bye. Nice to meet you. They got a pretty nice
no.
setup.
I'm having wire issues here. I'm trying to catch the Amazon tank, and we can get. I guess I can't get very close to it. I don't have the extender on it,
Oh wow.
but it's looking pretty good.
Wow, that is.
Let's see.
Wow.
Actually, it's looking very good.
Yeah,
I
it
got
is.
some plans for it, and I got some suggestions from plant people, and they're saying I need to put an orchid on it. So
Oh,
we're
that'd
gonna-
be cool.
we're gonna get an orchid on it at some point. Need to
Okay,
find one.
Did the plants I sent you come in yet? Because I sent you some
Not yet.
moss and air plants.
Nothing yet. When did you
I'll
send
probably
it?
I sent it, man, I think it was last Monday. It was right
Oh,
after the
come
hurricane.
on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was right after the hurricane, the first shipping day afterwards.
Do you have tracking number on it?
I'll have to ask Dean. I got him to ship it.
Because I haven't gotten anything.
I was worried that shipping was going to be slow after the hurricane, with as devastating as it was, but I didn't think it'd be that slow. I hope they're going to arrive
Yeah,
safe.
right. Huh. Yeah, follow up, see if you can find the tracking number.
Yeah.
Let's track it down, see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was supposed to get something from Tony as well. I haven't gotten anything from her yet either.
Must be a problem with shipping.
You did not put your merch tag. You don't have a merch tag, do you? You want to talk about your merch a little bit?
Yeah. Well, if you go on to Father Fish's Shopify, you can find the official merch in the menu bar. That'll have all of Father Fish's official merch. There's tumblers, lamps, t-shirts, mugs, buttons, stickers, pretty much anything you can name, including wall art. And we're coming out with more and more designs. I've got 3 that I'm currently working on that'll be new designs that I hope to post next week. It all depends on how it goes with the hurricane and if we're out of power again. But it's really nice merch, and I'm looking forward to getting my merch in the mail. So
Nice.
yeah, I need to post a link. I need to find that link.
Yeah, I
Actually-
need to get all the t-shirts
Mm-hmm.
so I can start wearing the t-shirts.
And there's 2 different merch shops. There's one that's connected to YouTube, which is the Printify, and then there is the My Spread shop that's connected to the Shopify.
Same stuff, or are there
Well,
different things?
Well, Printify has a few different things. They're the ones that has the tumblers. And they have just a couple of different design styles that's different for the t-shirts. Like you can have tank tops on Printify. You don't have tank tops on My Spread shop.
Okay.
So it really just depends on what people are looking for. But I tried to make a lot of different merch of different styles. And I'm still working on adding more and more to it. So
Prince Ali, did he? I'm not seeing your question, Prince Ali.
I'm going to scroll up and see if I can see anything. But
I don't think we're getting your question.
yeah, I don't think we are either because I'm not seeing it. If you don't mind, please repost it.
I'm just going back. I'm not seeing Jokester. Did he get a wrench? Oh, no. Actually, I think he did. He did, yeah. I'm trying to wrench everybody. Jokester said I started an aquarium, but I was afraid to put fish in it because of the cycling. How long should I put the fish in? Okay, you need, here's this schedule. If you're setting up a dirt and deep substrate tank, and all of my advice is based on that. So if that's not what you have, disregard my advice because chances are it won't work for you. But if you're doing a deep substrate, dirt with a sand cap, then you are creating an environment that will begin to cycle within the first 10 seconds of putting water in it. The cycle will begin immediately. You then within the first hour you fill it up with plants. You put the plants in immediately right away day 1. Turn the filter on, get the heat temperature adjusted. I like to set mine at 82. Other people set theirs at 78. It doesn't make a big difference. The next day, you can add a few fish, a few small fish. If it's a 10-gallon tank, 2 or 3 1-inch fish. If it's a 20-gallon tank, 3 or 4 1-inch fish. A few fish on day 2. And then you let that ride for a week. You can start putting a tiny amount of food in or some food web material by day 3 and 4. By the end of the week, if everything is alive and happy, you can add 2 or 3 or 4 more small fish. And you can do that every week until the tank gets to the level where you want it to be. Nitrifying bacteria spontaneously grows and spreads throughout the sand and lower substrate. That's exactly right. And it starts happening instantly. It happens immediately. Now, think about this. What that means is that from the first instant, there is ammonia being broken down. If you have plants, they are absorbing ammonia immediately. So by putting a few fish in the tank, you're generating that ammonia and it's being absorbed. A few more fish generates more and more of it is absorbed. So you do that over a period of time and it builds up the biological load. It builds up the volume of biological activity that's going on. So the tank is literally able to do more and more. You don't want to do that all at once because you can overwhelm the process. You can put so much nutrient in there that the current, the extant, if you will, biology of the system will not be able to cope with it, and it will cause a bacterial growth to deal with that excess, which will burn up available oxygen and create what's known as a cascade effect, in which things begin dying, and they die at an ever increasing, ever rapid rate. So it's not like a straight line, it's more like it increases in speed as it goes. You don't want to do that. You don't want to threaten your system with an overabundance of nutrient. Foul water pollution is a function of too much of a good thing. Think of it that way. All pollution, with the exception of chemical pollution, which is a toxin. It's really not a pollutant, it's a toxin. Toxins are different than pollutants. A pollutant is something that is nutritional in value, provided in excess. And by being in excess, it overwhelms the biological ability of the system to cope with that volume of nutrients, and the excess nutrients, which are in a process of deterioration, create bacterial explosions. Those bacteria burns oxygen in the process of doing its job. That is the kinds of bacteria that attack pollutants, that attack nutrients. When that happens, the oxygen level begins to be diminished. When it reaches a point where the most oxygen dependent animal in the tank begins struggling and suffering and eventually dying, its body then immediately begins to deteriorate, creating an even greater explosion of putrefaction, of excess nutrients, which exponentially increases the bacterial growth. And now you have the cascading effect. It's like a pile of dominoes. One goes, and then 10, and then 100, and then 1,000. It's like that. You control that by controlling the volume of nutrient. That is why overfeeding creates the problems that it does, because it is threatening and in effect destroying the ability of the system to assimilate nutrients by providing excess nutrients. One more thing while we're on this subject. Canned or processed fish food is in a phase of decay. It is dead material. It is maintained at a stasis, relatively speaking, by keeping it dry or keeping it cold. Once it's put in water, it instantly begins to deteriorate. And by deteriorate, I don't mean breaking down into small parts. I mean being attacked by bacteria, being actually becoming a fouling agent. Canned processed food has it by virtue of its nature, by virtue of what it is a fouling product, different from live food. Live food, worms, Daphnia, rotifer, those kinds of things, they are not putrefying because they're not dead. They're alive. Feeding live food does not create the same. It does not create a putrefaction. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that helps to clarify the importance of feeding live food. Now, next to live food, the next best food is live food that has just died. That is to say, shrimp. I don't mean something that has died and fouled. Fresh shrimp, fresh fish, um, fresh beef heart, fresh raw chicken, any kind of fresh vegetable. Now, vegetables are a different matter. They break down in a completely different way. They have cellulose in them. And that's something that is attacked much like the leaves of trees by microfauna, which breaks it down, consumes it. It breaks it down by eating it. Breaks it down. It chews it and eats it. It swallows it, processes it into smaller particles, which then are eaten by other microscopic fauna and processes it even further. Eventually, it's attacked by archaea and fungus and the bacteria and broken down into its ultimate components, which can then be taken up by plants. So that's the cycle into which everything goes. Everything fits in that cycle. What you do not want to do is have dead matter laying in the tank for any amount of time at all, not even 5 minutes, not even 1 minute. No dead material of the type I'm talking about. That is to say, no dead nutrient, no dead food in the tank for any amount of time at all beyond its consumption. If it's not consumed instantly, it need not be there and ought not be there because its effects then are destructive. Its effects then are to threaten the biology of the system.
Absolutely.
All
And
right.
Kimberly, she was able to find Prince Ali's question. For some reason on my computer, it doesn't show up at all, which is really strange. And his question is, my 5-gallon beta tank has extremely high levels of nitrites in spite of 70% weekly water changes and fasting the beta twice a week. I added duckweed, still nitrites and nitrates are high.
You don't have enough plants in it. You probably have gravel in the bottom, which means there's no way to trap and contain nutrients as they precipitate. So basically all of the waste is in the water column 100% of the time. If you have gravel, that's the case. If you have gravel, that means 100% of the waste is in the water column and working on the water column every second of every day. So you have essentially you have a septic system.
Yeah.
That's really what your fish tank is. It's a septic system. It's a cesspool into which all the waste goes and just stays there and deteriorates and rots and fouls everything. That's why your nitrates are high. There are a number of ways to control that. The simplest way is with the deep substrate because that allows all of the precipitants to get down through the sand, be trapped by it, get into the bottom, and stay there. It also allows, if you have a lot of plants, for those plants to take up those nutrients because they will do that as well. If your tank is half full of plants, you will not have nitrates because the plants will take it up In point of fact, you won't even have ammonia, or you shouldn't, I should say. All right. Alexander is here. Hello, Alexander.
Oh, sorry. I don't know how I'm here.
You're here. Hello, hello.
Sorry.
Nice to see you. You are live with us.
Oh, I pressed the wrong buttons. Hello.
You press right. Welcome.
Yeah. Like, sorry.
You seem vaguely familiar to me. Why is that?
No, we don't know each other.
No. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Nope, none.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have a fish tank?
I do have a fish tank.
Wonderful. Let's take a look at it. What are we looking at?
I'm so sorry. I pressed a few wrong buttons. I don't know how I'm here.
Oh, you
Just put-
punched some buttons. All right. Well, I'm going to give you the benefit of signing off. And when you get your fish tank put together, come on back. We'd love to see it.
Look, I'm going to head off. Sorry about this.
Thank you, Alexander.
Take care.
Ah, that's funny. Doesn't know how he got here. Well, I can understand that. What do I
Same.
think of fluval stratum? I think it's fine if you cap it with 2 inches of sand. And if when you put it in, you include 3 items, treat it as a soil, add peat moss to it, double the portion, add an equal portion of some kind of organic material, some kind of compost or pond mud, and an appropriate amount of fatherfish supplement. Mix that together, put it 1 inch deep in the bottom of the tank, add 2 inches of sand to the top of it, and you will have a perfectly effective deep substrate natural tank. Fluval stratum is it is inorganic material that has been infused with fertilizers. And it tends to be, more often than not, it's one or another kind of volcanic material, some kind of basalt or something, some composite material that's able to hold nutrients. The difficulty with it is if you simply put that in the tank, the nutrients immediately begin to dissolve into the water. So you wind up in a relatively short period of time with inert material that has no effective food value and a water column that's full of nutrients and is probably growing algae like crazy. So capping it is a big step, but adding to it organic material in the form of peat moss and compost, and then adding the trace elements that are needed to keep it going for a long period of time so that it doesn't become depleted. If you'll do all that, you'll find that that $50 bag of material you've bought has effectively taken the place of a $5 bag of soil.
Yeah.
Relatively effectively. Let's see. Erie is full. Erie is here, full of Guinness. He is. Alexander has a bit of Elon Musk going on. I think Alexander surprised himself. He did, in his bathroom, no less.
Yeah,
I'm glad he had something on. It could have
right.
been embarrassing,
Yeah, that would have been really
even more
embarrassing.
embarrassing. Ah, Ricky Bobby's dad, the dramatic dream. That was the fluval stratum, and I did give you a wrench. Angel Lochlamond, I have a fluval stratum. I think the small opening in the top is a bad design. Fluval stratum. What are we talking about here? I'm thinking about soil.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was the that
What are
weird
we?
fake soil.
Let me see.
And actually, Sandy Johnson has a really good question, Father Fish.
Yeah.
I almost I almost lost my 18-year-old Pleco after adding him to a FF new tank. I've asked multiple times, no answer. I moved him back into his old tank and he instantly revived. Any suggestions?
Yeah, I saw this and I really didn't. I think I recommended she get on the show so we could look at it more in depth. There's not enough information there to know what's happening. I mean, it doesn't make
Absolutely.
sense that one species of fish would automatically die when put in a tank and everything else would not. So I don't understand that. And the only way to get at that is to get a deeper look at it and to have a conversation and get more detailed information. Look at the tank, see how it's set up, so forth and so on. It's not a simple quick fix kind of issue. It's a complex situation that requires much more substantial information than we can get in a little question. So please join us in
Hmm.
the show where we can help you take a look at this and figure out what's actually going on. I was talking yesterday with a couple who were raising much the same kind of issue about plecostomus. And they said they could not keep plecos alive in their tanks. So we talked about where they were getting them from, and they were always coming from a local shop. So they were systems plecos, if you will. One of the difficulties with plecos is that they are typically starved in the process of catching and transporting them and moving them through the system. If they are without food for roughly 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, but 2 weeks at worst, the biome, the bacterial biome in their gut will die for lack of nutrient. When that happens, they cannot then digest food. The fix for that is to put them in a tank that has other plecostomus in it that are eating and producing waste. As they eat that waste, it will replace the biological biome in their stomach, in their uh, um, um, what's the word I want? Digestive tract, and allow them to break down food. Lacking that, they're going to die. So I don't know that that's the case in your tank. If the fish you're getting are coming through a system that does not feed them, that's certainly a consideration. If you have no other plecos in there because they have their own proprietary biome. You know, their um, digestive system, digestive biology is unique to them. It's not going to help them to eat the waste of tetras because they digest different things in a different way. They require different biological material to do that. I am not aware of any commercially available product that replaces the biome in a fish's gut. It simply isn't out there. The only thing that comes close to it is feeding live animals by chopping them up. If it's like minnows, for example, chopping them up fine and feeding them will replace whatever biome is in that fish and will strengthen or replace the biome in whatever's eating them. So that's a viable option. I don't know that that's the case. Again, we really need to look at it in more depth and determine what it is you're really dealing with. It could simply be you're getting sick fish. But suggesting that one species of fish is being killed by the tank somehow and other species of fish are not is itself a specious argument because it doesn't work that way. If there's something in the tank that is unfriendly to life, it is rarely, if ever, going to be species specific. It will be much more generalized and will be in the area of lack of oxygen, too high pH, acidification, or simply excess bacterial or some other kind of a pathogen that will be attacking all the fish and not some of them.
Mhm.
So
Something that's been going on in the chat. Someone asked about pond snails. If I remember right, wasn't pond snails the one that you told me to make sure to crush if I see any of them because they'll eat the plants and just cause havoc in the tank from overbreeding?
well, here's the problem. Doom Pie, new fatherfish product, gut punch. Oh, that's interesting. A gut punch. A bad name, but a cute idea. A punch in the gut can mean a couple of things. a punch as a fruit drink, or a punch as a nickel sandwich. Knuckle sandwich. Funny. Gut punch. Cute. We'll eat dead and decaying matter. Not entirely. If you're a vegetarian, you're eating live material generally, unless you cook it first. But if you eat raw vegetables, that's live matter.
Yeah, it is.
Some people eat live oysters and other ostensibly live living creatures. Gary's Fish is here. Hello, Gary's Fish.
Can you
Are
hear
you
us?
there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. I didn't know if I was doing that right or not.
We
I've been
got
really excited, Father Fish. I found you about a month ago.
wonderful. So what do you got here? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I started about 2 weeks old. This tank's 2 weeks old now, so I had to wait for some sangs. I didn't get enough. Yeah, so I got two female endlers and one male.
Oh, nice.
And I have three powder blue dwarf gouryamis. I have a bit of an algae problem. I turn my lights down a little bit just to try to help it out. But yeah, I got your plant pack in here, and I just got yesterday. I actually got this red root. What's it called? Red root.
Red root floater, yeah.
Yeah, red root floater. Yeah. And so yeah, I just get things set up. I actually just bought another sponge filter so I could get some more filtration because my nitrites are at one ppm right now. And I think I was overfeeding at first, but I cut back and just kind of watching how it goes. I really want to get some shrimp to put in here next, but I gotta wait until that gets.
What size tank is that?
It's a 40-gallon breeder.
40? Oh, nice. Yeah, it could use more fish.
Yeah, I was kind of worried. The endlers, I have like 14 fry in there, and they're big enough to where they're not going to get eaten anymore. I don't think. No one's really bothering them.
Good job. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I got them pregnant because they turned out really fast. So I was kind of worried about the bio load with the brand new tank with them putting it in there. But I thought after watching your videos, I thought they'd be fine, with the plants and everything. So
Right.
yeah. So yeah, that's it. I just kind of want to give a shout out and say thanks.
It looks good. You're on your way.
Yeah.
Take it back. Yeah, give us updates.
Yeah, I will definitely. I watch all. I've watched the last 2 streams, but wasn't able to make it. So I was finally able to make it into one this week. So I was happy. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming up. Nice.
Yep. Thanks a lot for letting me share. Thanks, Father Fish.
Bye.
Thanks.
Let's see. Jonathan Jacobs needs a wrench and has an observation. He says, "Hi, Father Fish. I have an interesting question. I caught an Amano shrimp and a blenny yesterday. I have no aquarium, but I saw your no cost to build. I have them in a 20-liter bottle with plants, no sand. Suggestions." So he got an Amano and a blenny. So this sounds like brackish water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he's got a 20-liter bottle. That's about, what's that, a half a gallon? A gallon?
About half a gallon, I think.
Half a gallon?
Yeah, I think it might be between a half a gallon and a gallon.
Okay.
Not 100% sure.
So I would go back to that location and dig up some sand off the surface and go ahead and put that in it. You don't need a lot, probably an inch will be adequate. And then basically what you want to feed is material that you get from that same body. So to do that, you might want to collect some mulm or some detritus that's in there and bring it in. Both the shrimp and the blenny will be looking for microscopic food. Obviously, you could put a prepared food in, but a natural food is going to be vastly superior, and it will help to balance that little body of water. It sounds wonderful. You should be able to add more to it as well. Maybe another blenny, another shrimp. Who knows what you'll find? There are likely all kinds of critters in that little place where you found them, and you'll be able to find more. So it sounds wonderful. I'd like you to come on up and show it to us either now or later, so that we can share what you're doing. It really sounds like a joy. Forgot the sand, he says. Yeah, add a little sand to it. Salt seawater, that's what I thought. Right, you're going to find a lot of other really cool stuff. Tiny starfish, tiny crabs.
Oh, that's cool.
An amazing amount of things are available. Yeah, the life, the animal life in saltwater is vastly more extensive than it is in freshwater. It's amazing diversity. let's see. Brian M says, I think this is fine to do, but wanted to check in with Father Fish aficionados. Are dried willow branch balls fine for the natural tank? Yes, they certainly are. They're perfect. And they really provide a safe haven for things like scuds that need to be able to hide from predation. So they can actually provide a nest environment for scuds and other similar macrofauna to be able to culture in your community tank. So absolutely super idea. A 20-liter bottle is a giant bottle, 5.5 gallons.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
5.5 gallons. So a liter is 4 liters to a gallon,
Mm-hmm.
roughly.
I don't know why I just thought a liter. I had that totally backwards in my head.
Yeah, me too. I never really pay attention to it. So,
me,
and
me,
for some reason, it doesn't stick in my brain. And I've
same
looked it
here.
up 100 times.
Right, me too. And it just doesn't stick. Don't know why.
Let's see.
And yeah, Jonathan, all you got to do is click on the link, and it'll bring you right on in.
Aaron Blue, love you, Father Fish. Please give advice for Ray pond snails. Here it is, and when to remove the sponge filter and switch to bubbler. I do not ever remove the sponge filter. I leave it in there permanently. You can make the transition to a bubbler. I personally don't see the value. Um, a sponge filter is able to pick up particulate matter, and it also provides an additional biological sorts of filtration for the water. So it's actually actively pulling water in, which is being processed then by the bacteria. Here's Jonathan Jacobs. Hello, hello. Hi, Jonathan.
My sound seems to be very choppy, like robotic from your end. How do I fix this? Do you know?
I don't know. You sound good to me.
Yeah, to us, you sound great. You don't, no breaking up or anything for me.
Let me just check if I may still have the YouTube open, so it might be. Can you say something now, please?
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, Jonathan Jacobs. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Father Fish, and nice to meet you too, Dino Stags or Psycho Plant. I don't see the rest of the name. I hear you very quietly, so guess I'll just show you, and then I can go back to the stream, and you guys can proceed with your live stream.
Well,
How do
thank you.
I switch this camera though? I need to.
Okay.
There should be a
Okay,
circle.
I guess I
icon
just show you like
to do
this. Let me
it.
turn the light on. Excuse the mess too. We just got a new roommate, and he's a little bit, you know. But basically, this is what I got right now. So I just got the 20-liter bottle, and I chopped the top part off,
Now
and
I
it got
understand.
it's only got a little bit of water in it right now. But
Okay.
the shrimp is right on that little
Yeah,
thing of
yeah.
whatever that is.
Oh, isn't that neat? Okay, that's going to be fun.
So this right here, here's the shrimp. I don't know if you can see them
Not
right
really.
there.
Let's see.
I can't really zoom in like this, can I?
Make it bigger. Okay, yeah, I can see now. Yes, I
Mhm.
see the shrimp. I do
Right
see
there.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So this is shrimp, and there's a very tiny blenny in there.
A blenny, okay.
A blenny, yes, but like really tiny, like really, really tiny.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my project right now.
Nice. Well, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I like it.
So as you develop that, you need to get a light for it, some
Okay.
kind of light, and some kind of filter.
Okay. So so this would not be enough if I just have all of this lit. If I just show you, this would not be enough light. And there's a window facing over there. So that's what I said. Excuse the mess. That's the new guy. Excuse it.
No, it won't be enough.
No,
Um,
okay.
a little, just a small light like a desktop light
Okay.
that'll shine
I
on
do have
anything
that.
small, nothing big, something small.
If you have 2 seconds, I can show you what I have. I have it right here. So would this, something like this be good if I take the hood off?
Yep, yeah, it will. It will.
Okay. Okay.
And then some kind of filter.
A filter though, you'd suggest a filter.
Well, a sponge filter with a little air pump.
Okay. I was thinking of going no electronics if that's possible. Would that be
You
possible?
can do it. You can do it. You will have to limit the amount of life you put in it. If you
Okay.
put too much in, it just will overwhelm. But you can do it by keeping small amounts in it. Not a
Okay.
whole
Okay.
lot. We're
So
getting a
not,
really good. We're getting a really good view of your beard, and I'm
thank you. I have
frankly,
to keep you, I
I'm
have to
very
keep you
impressed.
close.
It's a
I
very
have to keep you,
impressive beard.
thank
I
you
like
so much. I have to keep you close to my ear, otherwise I don't hear what you say.
I understand. I
So
understand.
just to uh to end my call, I guess I will show you a bit of my plants if people are interested.
Oh,
I have some
look at
roses,
Oh, those are
some
that. Oh,
nice.
how
photos.
nice.
I like plants too. I have some jades, I
Oh,
have some
wow.
cuttings. Yeah. And a big melon vine on my balcony.
Oh, my
Oh,
word. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Where do you live?
I live in Malta since 7 months ago. I'm originally from Belgium.
In Malta. Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do you like it there? It should be wonderful.
I like Malta, but that's a long story, I guess. It's a wild, wild west, I guess you could say.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well,
I
thank you
work for
so
the
much
cas-
for coming up, Jonathan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Happy to meet you.
You too. I'll probably see you soon and probably see you in the comments on YouTube.
Yes. All right.
Have a
Take
good
care.
night.
Right. Bye for now. Oh, that's cool.
mm-hmm.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it is.
1 gallon is 4.5 liters, says Doom Pie. So 20 liters is 5 gallons.
Yep.
A little less. 4 gallons plus.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I like what he did there. That gives me some ideas for those really big water bottles that we've got.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, you can also use them to hatch out brine shrimp. Oh,
Yeah.
somebody said something about eggs, and I think it was egg shells. Um, was the question. Oh, here it is. Sun and Moon responded about using eggshells. Yeah, eggshells are great.
Mm-hmm.
They dissolve very slowly. Um, Snails will enjoy them. Shrimp also will work on them. It provides calcium for the shells for both shrimp and snails. So it's not a bad thing at all to put in the tank. It's certainly not harmful in any way. Now, Doom Pie is saying 1 gallon, 3.7 liter. We're getting a lot of variation here.
Yeah.
It's
It's because liters are just confusing and impossible to
liters,
remember.
these are flexible. Liters are flexible, it seems to me.
Well,
Gary
maybe.
Larson, let's see. Gary says, talking to Aaron, he's in Seattle. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Erie went to bed, gave it up. just as well. Sun and Moon. You can get 500 Daphnia from Beta Squad USA. You can also get them from Carolina. You can also get them from Phillips Fish Works, who we support, who provides some of the very best quality. In fact, he has unique strains that are larger and healthier than you otherwise might be able to get.
And I put the link to Phillips Fish Works in the comments. I've ordered from him. He does an amazing job with packaging, and everything came in live and healthy.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good product.
Yeah, it is.
Max Steele says Phillips makes great videos. He just did a new one. His newest video is on a natural aquarium, created a natural biotype type aquarium, and really informative, very effective.
See, lately I haven't been getting notifications from him. I didn't know he was still making videos.
Yeah. You might go back and check your check whether you're signed up properly.
Yeah, definitely need to. I know a lot of times I'll be signed up properly and still won't get a notification.
Well, I know it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Is not dependable. What time is it? 7 o'clock. We're halfway there. Halfway there. Let's talk about product, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I mentioned earlier, and I do want to reinforce this. We had someone come in today who got a bad batch of dirt. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. All I know is the dirt had a very powerful odor of urine, of ammonia. No idea in this world how that happened. Some kind of deterioration. There are plenty of organics in it. Something could have set it off and caused a deterioration. I don't know. I haven't had that happen before. It certainly happened in this case, and it's overwhelming. I have added some new material lately. It's possible that that's causing this reaction. I have yet to have anyone else come back with the same kind of issue. So, but I'm going to be watching this, monitoring it very carefully. We're going to check every bag before it goes out to make sure it's okay. It should smell like sweet dirt. It should not have any odor at all beyond that. Sun and Moon, did I do the show in Pennsylvania? Yes, I did. I was there all day yesterday. It was great fun. Really enjoyed it. Got to meet a lot of folks. Met a lot of people who were happy to see me, and I was just as happy to see them. That was very rewarding. Met a bunch of new people who I'm very impressed with, who have really good product. Just an all around very good time. Had a great time. A cat peed in it. It smelled like it, Bob. It really did. He said it was like that when he opened the bag, and he does not have any pets. So while that's precisely what it smelled like, unless it happened here, well, I don't know how that could be. I don't know. It's rather bizarre.
Yeah, it is.
Rather bizarre.
Aaron Blue just commented, OMG, high ammonia smell from FF supplement. I used it anyway.
Now, Aaron, are you saying you did have a high ammonia smell from the supplement, or you're simply saying you would use it anyway. Give me some clarification,
Mhm.
Aaron, of what you're talking about.
Yes, please do.
Because it's not a good thing at all. A blast of ammonia in a tank is going to kill everything. It is certainly not something that's acceptable, and it will get worse. It won't get better. So I'm very concerned about this. And no, I did not, Neil. Not during any conscious period that in any case. He said he had a high ammonia smell, but thought it was natural. Really?
Mm.
When did you buy the product? How long ago was this, Aaron? Yeah, P is good for compost. Well, ammonia is good. Ammonia is a nutrient, but
Yeah,
this
it is.
was overpowering.
Mhm.
And it killed all the plants. I mean, it was not a controlled pee. It was it was not a little bit. It was deadly. Tank and fish seem okay. Should I be worried? No, not if it's under control. When did you get the dirt, Aaron? When did this happen? How long ago? 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. That's interesting.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
is.
not all that current. Hum. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, you used it. Now, was it an overpowering odor? I'm assuming it was not. But what I got back, he brought some in, and it was overpowering. I mean, just extremely strong. Aaron says it's taking fish are fine. Well, clearly it has dissipated. Um, you would notice it if it weren't John Lee. Discovered one ram sword and a bunch of 1 millimeter ones. It'll be fine. Ram swords are not going to create a problem. You do not need to remove them. I want to get back to this snail thing.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it a little bit last week, and I want to go into it again. There are a lot of different species of snails. Most of them are perfect in a fish tank. In point of fact, there really are only two that are problematic. Well, I take that back. There are three that are problematic. And that's if you lump bladder snail and pond snail in the same category, which I do. They're comparable to each other. They're relatively the same. It's sometimes not easy to distinguish the two. They both look a lot alike. They are initially a beneficial denizen. They're a cleaner, and they do that effectively. The problem is they multiply very, very rapidly. And if there is nothing controlling the population, like fish eating them or some other critter in there controlling them, they can and ultimately will literally take over the tank.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. I don't like them at all. And I try to control them and try to get rid of them because I've never known them to be a happy addition to a tank long term. The Gibster is up. Let's bring the Gibster up.
Oh,
Hi there.
hi there, man. Hi there. I just wanted to show you my tank quickly. Just, I don't know if you can see there. I have a marble Clarius catfish. He's beautiful. I love him to death. I just can't quite find him just now. But I just wanted to say that I'm a huge fan. I've only just discovered your videos, only just up until recently. And the tips that I've learned, and I've been doing this for more than 20 odd years, and I've learned so much from you in some 5 videos at least that I have in all the years of experience I've got. Honestly. So I can't thank you enough, Father Fish. Like the natural tank idea and everything. I mean, I've never even heard of that.
Well, thank you, Gibster. That's very kind of you. Yeah, well, yeah, I'd like you to come back and give us a better tour of your tank.
Yeah. Once I figure this app out, I'll come back on and I'll
Okay. It'd be nice to have you. Thank you for popping in.
I just wanted
And
to say hello.
I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're
I'm here.
Bye
Thank you,
for now.
Father Fish.
So the other snails that are problematic are the apple snail, which is a disastrous plant eater, and the spixie snail, which is also a disastrous plant eater. The pond snail and the bladder snail are not a plant eater until they reach the status of plague. When
So
they
that's
reach
when they do it.
status plague status, they will consume anything in their track because they're basically starving. So at that point, they'll just start eating holes and leaves. Generally, when you reach that point, by then you have decided to do something about it. And there are a number of things that can be done about it. Removing desirable snails and then turning loose a puffer or a loach or a couple of loaches will rid you of them in fairly short order. No need to medicate. Loaches work just fine, as do puffers. You can keep loaches with with mystery snails. You cannot keep them with ram's horn. Ram's horn are small enough for the loach to be able to eat it, to kill it and eat it. But they will certainly love eating the pond snails and bladder snails. So that is means of control. I haven't used that yet because I've got so many other snails that I'm trying to culture, and I think I'm probably going to have to do something about it because that you don't get rid of pond snails easily. They they live for about 2 months. That's all, 2 months. By the second month, they're mature, sexually mature, 90% female. They lay 100 eggs a day, every day for a month. That's a lot of eggs. 30
Yeah, it is.
times 100 is 3,000. By month one, two, by month three, by the beginning of month three, there are 3,000 fully mature snails producing at the rate of 100 a day. We are now at 3,000 times 30. That's 90,000. 90,000 snails producing at the rate of 100 a day. And if you multiply that out, you're at 1,000,000 snails a day within 4 to 5 months.
Wow.
They are a plague. Now, there are those who will say, legitimately so, well, that's never happened in my tank. And I'm sure it hasn't. It hasn't happened in anyone's tank because it is not a sustainable population in any kind of environment.
Mhm.
In other words, most will either eat each other or die off, but it will achieve a condition in which the snails have overwhelmed the system. Regardless of the numbers, they will
Yeah.
have overwhelmed the system and prevented anything from being able to grow or be healthy. They will also be producing gargantuan amounts of waste. So you do want to avoid them. Lemon. I caught a Cyclopterus lumpus, which is in my salt pond now. Truly a special fish, but I'm worried it is not suited for a pond. Cyclopterus lumpus. What in the world is that?
Yeah, that one I'm not familiar with. I'll be right
What?
back. I'm gonna go grab some of that numbing medication for my teeth. They're starting to act up again.
You bet.
Sorry.
All right, I need an image. Oh, it's a lumpfish. Okay. It's a perfectly good fish. It's like a little goby. It is a goby. It's a type of goby. Although some of them get big, they don't get that big. They're really very cool, and they're a perfect small small tank fish. It's perfectly suited for your pond. They just kind of hop around. They don't really swim. They stay on the bottom and they sort of hop from place to place. Delightful little animal. I've had a bunch of them and I've always enjoyed them. What else? Brian says spiral snails don't get to be eaten. This is interesting. They are, that's the MTS, the Malaysian trumpet snail. That's a whole other issue. Malaysian trumpet snails are the earthworm of the fish tank. Now, they will reach proportions where there is a thick line of them around your tank on the glass come evening time. They are in the sand in the top half inch or so of the sand, kind of burrowing through there, and then they come up at night. I presumably they come up for air. I've never seen them at the surface, but they come up into the water column, out of the substrate into the water column, and they come up as high as they're able. Clearly they're not going for air because they live in the sea, and there would be no way for them to do that. But they do want to be up on rocks or up out of this substrate when the oxygen level is depleted at night so that they are able to breathe normally at night. They are, as I said, the earthworm of the aquarium. they they're able to keep your tank healthy. If they become extremely prolific, it is because you are overfeeding and they are managing that mess you're creating. So they were there by fortune and not by happenstance, and not as a destructive kind of condition. They're really saving and protecting your tank from your um, unhelpful blandishments. So you might consider not feeding so heavily if you don't want a lot of Malaysian trumpet snails in so-called infesting your tank. But count your blessings if they're there, because that means they're saving your sorry ass from messing up the tank. We got snails from different rivers, creeks, ponds, and wildlife here in Arkansas. Nice. There are many different kinds of snails, and nearly all of them are are beneficial. I have fry, so I'm feeding a lot. Important to do. And snails will help keep that clean too. They'll help protect from excess food. We have dramatic dream among us. Hello, dramatic dream.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Good. I was the one that asked you about that fluval, the Saturn or whatever you call it, this substrate at the bottom here.
Yeah.
And I did not add sand. And I'm wondering, like, is it okay, like, at this point? I had to add coral because it was pretty acidic when I had first initially set this tank up. And I had, like, a huge algae bloom. Like, it was just crazy. And I got it low. I actually lowered my lighting settings, and I added this coral. And then this stuff called, I know you don't like chemicals, but I did add this, and it seemed to help with this equilibrium. It actually increases. It was like my hardness, the water. Some of my qualities were just off. I know you're not big into testing, but I had to test just because I was paranoid about it. But now it seems like my tank's pretty good. Like, it's going strong. It's just a 20-gallon high. And I know you're talking about snails, and there's my huge mystery snail that I've had for a long time.
Nice.
That was cute.
But
I think if you added some sand to that, you'll see immediate growth in your plants.
Okay, yeah.
And it'll be substantial.
Yes.
Right now, what's happening is all of the nutrients that are down in there are accessible to the water column. So you're getting leaching of nutrients into the water column.
Now, okay, so my other question with that is, if I'm worried about, like, dumping sand in here with the fish, should I take these fish out, or do I slowly just
they're pretty
put the sand?
slick about such stuff. It won't bother them at all. Just make sure it is clean sand.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to use pool filter sand because you don't have to worry about rinsing it or anything, and it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Yeah, come on back and show off. I'd like to keep track of what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Cool.
You bet.
Yep, bye.
Bye for now.
Bye. Were those pink glow angels? Because they look like they might have been pink glow angels.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I meant to ask him, but just didn't think about it. Beautiful setup, though.
A mystery. Well, okay, here we go. Max Steele is catching us up short here. He says, "Isn't a mystery snail an apple snail?" It depends on your terms. Neither of those words are Latin. They are not scientific designations. They are popular names that are applied to certain groups of critters. Some people include the mystery snail as a type of apple snail. So they're defining apple snail as any large round snail. Anything that resembles an apple in any respect. I mean, it could as easily be a plum, I suppose. Nevertheless, they're not technical terms. technically, biologically, they're dramatically unique from each other in that the so-called apple snail is viviparous. That is to say, it bears its young live. It will have one baby snail every day while it's in birthing mode. The female will. They're male and female, and they copulate and produce babies one at a time. The mystery snail lays an egg case above the water level that has roughly 100 eggs in it. They develop embryonically, hatch out, and drop into the water. They are substantially smaller than the apple snail when it is born live. That's half the size of a pea. It's rather large. But when you figure only one is being produced every day, it's getting a whole lot more nutrient and a whole lot more growth than is the case with an embryonic egg. An egg is a protective shield that allows the animal to grow to a place where it is able to birth, to become an ambulatory animal, to move around. Prior to that, it is not ambulatory. It can't move around. Now, there are other phases of that. There are embryonic phases of fish, for example, that once they hatch are really not able to swim very much. They don't have all of their organs. They may be born blind. Some are born, I think they're all born with mouths. There are insects born without mouths. Brine shrimp, for example, have to go through a molt in order to grow a mouth, in order to then begin to feed. So there's a lot of variance in this whole birthing process. But the snail, I think the only one that bears its young live is the apple. I don't believe that the rabbit snails do, but I could be wrong about that. I've yet to see baby rabbit snails, and I've had them for years. And I don't bother asking anybody else. I like to find out on my own. And I
Hey, I
haven't
don't
found
blame
out yet. So maybe I will need to ask somebody. Regina Winsberry, well water has a little iron. Do I have to filter it? No. Iron is a critical element for plant growth. Plants require iron in order to be able to grow. So iron is a very healthy element to have in your tank. Max says that the rabbit snail is an egg layer. I was somehow certain it was. Daniel, jealous of your horse trough pond, Brian. Oh, I love horse trough ponds. The first one I ever got to know well had Daphnia culture in it. And I often wondered how come that didn't make the cows sick, but it never did. And I would harvest it. I was at the time hatching out a batch of eggs that I collected in the spring from a local pond. They were tiger salamander eggs, and I was able to get them up to about an inch before they got returned to the wild. Is there a reason why my plants are daily pearling? Tank is 6 weeks old, heavily planted well water is hard, why they're pearling. They're, Aaron, your plants are pearling because they are very, very happy. They're 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 living their best plant life. And that means they are producing an abundance of oxygen. Pearling is something that occurs only among the healthiest of plants. So you may feel very, very good about this.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Brian says, I want to bring the 100-gallon outdoor pond indoors, like into the garage. It's just not a four-season garage. Doesn't need to be. Garages tend to be pretty safe in that you're not likely to get a freeze. It'll get cold, but it should not freeze. Now, you may need to insulate a little bit to ensure you don't freeze, but garages or basements tend to be pretty safe in that regard. Smile bubbles, Lake Missoula Aquatics, Ben Sharp calls them. Smile bubbles. Yes, indeed they are.
Yep. That they are.
And Ben has some new babies that he is very proud of and has good reason to be. And if you'd like to show them off, Ben, we're happy to oblige you.
Yeah, we'd love to see them.
Aaron says, I'm the one with the ammonia supplement. What does that mean? What does he mean by that?
I think earlier when we was talking about someone had some soil supplement that kind of smelled like ammonia 5 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This has never happened before. This is a new phenomenon, and it's troubling. And I need to figure out what's causing it. I've added a few new elements to the mix recently, and it would seem to me that one or another of them is probably causing this. I don't like it. I really don't like it at all, and I need to track this down and figure out. Pearling is, Tony. Pearling is the plant produce. It's taking in CO2, splitting the molecule, and releasing oxygen in a steady stream of bubbles.
Oh, and Aaron says that he's the one with the high ammonia, but his plants are pearling, so they're actually happy. They're healthy. They're producing.
Yeah,
oxygen.
well, see, the plants are able to absorb ammonia, but ammonia can also kill. I mean, if it's more than the plants can handle, it's going to kill everything because it's highly toxic. If you pour a bottle of ammonia in your fish tank, I don't care how many plants you have, every one of them are going to be dead in a day.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing I'm seeing. I mean, this stuff was so powerful, it was really overwhelming. And it wasn't like a short-term thing. It wasn't a phase. It was like pumping it out in a huge volume. Erin is a woman. Erin Blue. Erin is a female name, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's funny. Thank you, Erin. That's my lack of European sensibility.
Yeah, same here.
Is that a Scottish name, I guess, isn't it? or Irish. Is it Irish? It's Irish, I guess.
I'm not sure. I was under the impression it was a male's name, so sorry.
Well, I don't think I've ever known anybody named Aaron, but I do recall, I guess, a book I read that had a female character named Aaron. Let's see, we need to give Luna a wrench here. Add moderator. And she is happy to be learning about snails. Well, we're not the snail people here. If you want to know all about snails, get on Peplin Creek and talk to Roxy. She is the snail lady aficionado. Aaron
Okay.
is the spelling for the boys. Aaron. That's interesting. Aron is male. IRO. Oh, ERIN is female. Okay. Aaron or Aaron. Probably sounds alike too. And Tony's a guy. I figured that out. ERON is male, ERIN is female. Interesting. Oh dear. Ugh.
Yeah, and Rob, Tony with an I know a female that's a Tony with an I. So yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Doom Pie says, I am a fish tank.
Love it.
Says Doom Pie. Right.
Oh.
And I am an old fart. Neil Fitz.
I'm just a psycho, so it's fine.
Stan Pittman found an incredible LFS in Houston. Found banded Cuban and Paraguay Limia. I got 2 trios. 360 Aquatics is called. Nice. Aggressive cichlids. Central American. Paraguay Limia. Well, that's, I think, from Lima. Let me see if I got a picture of that. Doobie-doo. Images. Oh, it's a mollygaster. It's a molly. It's a molly. That's the new molly. I hadn't seen that one. Well, it maybe isn't a molly. It's a live bearer in any case.
Yeah.
Looks for all the world like a molly.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty little fish. Pretty little fish. I can't show them because I'm on a split screen here. And if I try to do it, you know what? I can do it.
Oh yeah, that way works. Yeah, that definitely does look like a molly. That's a cute little fish.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. There's a variation. A lot of variation.
Yeah, there is.
Now, there's a killie in the Chesapeake Bay that has lines like that, vertical lines, but it's
Oh
not
no,
a
that's
line bear.
cool.
Oh, that one, there you go. That's got some melanistic traits. That's nice. That's pretty.
Yeah, it does.
Nice. And then the other one he got What's in the tank behind me?
Mhm.
The gold severums.
They are so pretty. They're
And
destructive,
I've
but
got
pretty.
3 of them in there. And I think they're all female.
Mm.
I don't see, they don't spawn. And I really don't have anything that's got a lot of red on it. And the male, I mean, I thought that might have been a male,
Hmm.
but I don't believe it is. I think the extensions would be a lot deeper. There's a third one in here who hides in the back. There he is. Here he comes.
I love those.
They're stunning fish.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are
I, uh,
so
I, I
huge.
need to get I need to get a really good male.
Hmm.
See if I can't get spawned. So I've had them in here forever. They're all the way down to the glass. Now, this was a dirted tank. You see what's happened?
Oh yeah.
They've moved it over and the dirt has precipitated back down into the sand.
Hmm.
And if you look down here, that sand is pretty clear. Now, there may be a pile of something in the back there. Sort of looks like there might be. There are a lot of plants growing in it, and that's all corkscrew, and it's a big stand of corkscrew. The water is very tannin for obvious reasons because they're stirring it up something terrible. If I did a water change, it would clear up, but they keep moving stuff. I think they're down to bedrock, so they're not
Yeah.
likely to be doing much more. There are a few other fish in here. There's one back there, and I can't even remember what they are.
What
There's
size tank is that?
this is a what's it, a 50? It's a 3 foot, 50-gallon tank, 3 foot by 18 inches front to back.
You know, that tank. I love it. I mean, I know that they move stuff around and the water may be tanned, but
Yeah, it's kind of ugly
beautiful. It's
looking, but
natural.
it's a real healthy tank.
Exactly.
I was gonna tear it down and move them, and the more I looked, the more I realized I didn't have anything else I could move them into. So there they are.
Dunpie wants to know what causes a hole in the head with the sebrum.
That's a good one. Severums, discus, Oscars, any of the big cichlids. It's bacterial infection. That's all in the world it is bacterial infection. So it's a function of dirty water. It happens because you've got essentially foul conditions, usually a result of a gravel tank or some other situation where you're trying to keep a clean tank. Anytime you try to keep a clean tank, what you're doing is welcoming in pathogens to set up shop and take over. Um, it's a way to explain this. There's a biblical story, a parable that Jesus told about a man who had demons in his house. And he drove the demons out, drove them all out. And then he sat there very satisfied that he had purged his house, driven them out. He got lazy, and then the demon brought all of his friends back with him, and they were there 10 times more than they were before. And it's kind of like that. If you take the good and evil out of the equation. What you're trying to do is control bad pathogens by not having any pathogens. Well, nature doesn't work that way. It controls pathogens with other pathogens. It controls parasites with other parasites.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, again, I'm not describing good and evil here, not by any stretch. What I am describing is the way in which life nurtures its living entities and provides spaces for them to be able to thrive. The mosquito and the elephant among them, so that everything kind of has its place and nothing
Yeah.
is able to overwhelm the entire system. When you try to break that down and prevent that from happening, then you're creating a petri dish, a rich environment in which anything that wants it can land in there and take it over and rule like the king of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens, for example, with ick. The ick parasite in a typical clean tank has no enemies. And so it's able to feed, to drop to the bottom, to multiply, and then all of those babies come up, feed, drop to the bottom, multiply. By day 7, you're overwhelmed and the fish begin dying. In a balanced environment and a living environment, it can't do that. You never find that condition in nature because in a natural environment, the babies are gobbled up by other gobbling up creatures that like to eat baby ick, that like to eat that parasite. And so their numbers are diminished before they even get back up into the column to find a fish to latch on to. It's a matter of balance, and you balance not with a little bit, but with a whole lot. The natural balance is one in which a preponderance of microscopic life is thriving in the environment. That's why we do the resurrection jar. Sure, there are parasites in that resurrection jar. Absolutely no doubt about it, no question about it. They are there, as are their nemesis, as are the very things that eat those parasites. There are parasites that only eat other parasites. They don't eat anything else. They're going to starve and die out if there's nothing for them to eat. Again, it's
Yeah.
a balancing act. So that means your tank is going to be a little wild.
Mm-hmm.
And you may decide you don't want to do that. And that's fine. You don't have to. But I guarantee you it's an adventure you shouldn't miss, because
Definitely.
it'll learn you about reality. It'll learn you about reality, and you'll see the real world in that fish tank.
Yeah, you will.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
You sound just like that Cajun cook show that I've been watching.
Guaranteed. That's right.
You've got that down.
I guarantee it. You gonna love this. You're gonna love you some fricassee.
I can't remember his name. I feel so bad because I can't remember his name, but it was a show that Mom showed me from the
Yeah, I
70s.
think he died not long ago. I think I read something about him. Let's see. NC is here, hanging around, wanting to come up.
Yep.
There he is.
I just want to show you guys what I've been working on this whole time during the shop.
Okay, what have you been working on? NC Pleco Cave. Cavers.
Yep.
NC Pleco Cavers. How cool is that?
A
That's
sticker.
cool. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Cody and I here, we've been making a bunch of stickers, merch,
Oh,
stuff
how
like that.
cool.
We got these Pleco stickers. Don't know if you guys can see them. Yeah, you can
It's a
barely
little bit
see
hard. I
them.
can see the outline.
Yeah, I
can
gotta
see the
cut them out
outline.
first. But
That
yeah,
is
we got some
really
of
cool,
these.
you guys.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we're working on another design,
Oh,
Some little
cool.
Plecos.
Oh, that's gonna be neat.
and then everything else is still the same. We did some feedings all over the place, and yeah.
That is
I
really
was at the show this weekend. There was a young woman there, and I'm looking. I thought I had her card, but I'm not finding it. I met her when she was your age, and she was just being like you are, just totally involved in fish. And then I saw her a year or two ago. She and her family, her family were helping her set up and run a booth.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And she was back this year all by herself. She's 18 now. She's a big person. And she's running the booth and had a lot of really very nice products. And I just can't find. Is this it?
You guys want to see what I'm taking home today?
Yes. What are you
Yeah.
taking home?
So I traded in some guppies for some store credit. So we're gonna,
Nice.
I'm gonna show you guys what I got. I'm gonna take home today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Before I show you, you want to guess? Is it A, Plecos,
No, I don't
B,
wanna guess.
guppies, C?
I don't want to guess. I want to know.
Okay.
I'm voting Guffies.
Psych.
Oh, you're getting more Plecos.
Is it a bristle nose? And
Yes, it
albino
is.
bristle.
Oh, cool.
Albino bristle. How cool. Nice.
It's a super red.
A
Oh,
super
wow.
red. Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I'm getting a few of these. I'm getting 2 of these home, and I'm getting some more products home today at the shop.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Very
cool.
nice. How we doing? We got about 10 minutes. What
Yeah.
else is in?
That's a really nice fish shop.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
These are, I don't know, but they're really, really cool, and I want to keep them one day.
Oh, that's
What
an
are we
interesting
looking
type
at?
of shrimp.
I
I think
lo-
it's a shrimp.
What are they? What are we looking at?
Bumblebee Caradina shrimp.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, right.
Yeah, I'm wanting some of those too.
Yeah,
He's
the
selling them for
caradinas.
$20.
Caradinas are pretty tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be. That's the reason I have not even tried them yet. I'm gonna stick with the Neocaridina.
Do you know
Oh,
what? I just noticed something. Daniel's talking about coolie loaches. Coolie loaches, I think, eat pond snails. And I've got a batch of coolie loaches.
I think
I
there's
need to-
coolie loaches in here.
I need to move them around and put them in some tanks with pond snails and see if they will control it.
They should.
I need to do that. We'll see. Oh my goodness. Here's someone watching from Korea. very interested in Goofy. Goofy. What is Goofy?
Very
I
interested in
don't know.
Goofy. Maybe the cartoon character Goofy.
Deep in the holler of West Virginia is Kimini. I love
Oh,
the
those are
hollers of
pretty.
West Virginia. West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
I swear you can do any accent.
Back in the hollers. I'm from the holler. Back in the hollers. My daddy was born in the hollers. Back there in what you call it there. That was Harlem, bloody Harlem. That's it. Back in bloody Harlem, my daddy was born back in there, and he was digging out coal before he started walking, because he could crawl, and what could crawl was the best ones at digging out the coal, because they got down in there and they just root it out. My daddy was coal hauling man, 6 months old he was. Yeah, 6 months. That's right.
Well, guys, I better
never-
get heading
They
out
told me about that.
Okay,
Look at
NC, thanks for coming.
because I gotta get. We're about to close.
Oh, I got you. Thanks
Bye.
for joining us. Bye.
How dare he interrupt me?
That was good.
What else is
Actually-
going on here?
And I've got a few coolie loaches. I haven't even noticed to see how my snail population's doing. They may have ate the ram's horns too. I don't know.
A wet spot in Oregon. I need to get to the West Coast. I know. I really do. Coolie loach eating snails and baby shrimp. Well, I don't want to eat my baby shrimp.
Mm-mm.
So
No.
I'm glad you said something about that, because
Yeah.
one of the places I'm having trouble with the pond snails is in the shrimp tank. So I don't want to do that. Bear says that's the way to tell the story.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
My daddy. We used to say, Paul, hey, Paul, what you got there, Paul? What is that? What is that, Paul? And Paul would just smile. He'd just sit there and smile. My Paul, my daddy. He used to love surprises, giving them and getting them, giving and getting them. And he'd give them as good as he got them. Let's see. Brian wants to know, I think I can do Wednesday. What days are live streams? Sunday and Wednesday. 6 in the evening EST. On the East Coast, 6 in the evening. And we'll be happy to have you up. My daddy, we don't talk that way, says Kim. My daddy was a timberman. Father Fishby's full of stuffing.
Hey, he's just playing around with different accents.
There's timberman. I don't know much about timbermen. That's Paul Bunyan stuff.
Yeah. And yes, Daniel, I remember the Beverly Hillbillies. I grew up watching that. It was hilarious.
I grew up among them. East Coast and Kentucky. Brian, where are you, Brian? I was in Bonneville, Kentucky. I hail from Colvin County. I'm right outside of Holland. In fact, I knew Miss Holland, the chicken man. I used to eat his chicken when he was putting it in pots. That was a long time ago. A while back. Northern Michigan sound like Canadians. Louisville. Louisville. Oh, he's in Louisville. Nice. I spent some time in Lexington, near Oldham County. I was at the other end, all the way down, all the way down the southern, almost down near Cumberland Gap, just north of Cumberland Gap. Stan says Lily Mae was hot. Lily Mae. Oh, I remember. I remember. Oh my. Oh.
Everybody remembers her.
Be still my beating heart. Lily Mae. Lily Mae. Oh, Lily Mae. Hot throb Lily Mae. Oh, oh
My brother had the biggest crush on her.
Makes me gasp for it. Oh. Oh dear. We're done. Have we killed it yet? We're down to it. Pretty fur piece back there. That's it. That's it. Pretty fur.
Oh, I forgot about the Andy Griffith show. That was a good show too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. Where was he? Was he in? He was kind of Kentucky, wasn't Tennessee? Arkansas, I guess.
No,
I don't know that they ever designated a state that he was in. What was the name of the town?
Oh, what was the name of it?
They did have the town name.
Yeah, they did. And the bad part is I just had it and lost it. I used to watch
Jonathan's
that show
in
all the time when I
Wolfsburg.
was a kid.
That's funny.
Dean, if you can hear me, you got to type it in because I know you remember. Mayberry. Never mind.
Mayberry,
Dragon
right.
Sound's got it.
Mayberry.
I know it was
Mayberry.
something berry.
Mayberry, right. They called it Mayberry.
Yeah.
I think it was put up job, actually. I don't think it ever was.
Yeah. I don't think it was a real town.
It was a bit too northern. You know where it was? It was in Maryland. It was on the eastern shore of Maryland.
Oh no, that's
exactly
cool.
where it was. Petticoat Junction. That's another one.
no, that's cool. Yeah, I like that one. So I didn't get to see a whole lot of that one, but Petticoat Junction was pretty funny.
Bear says, my grandpa raised me, and you reminded me of his stories. They're in a tiny gold mining town, a lot like Mayberry. Which town did the Waltons live in? They were out west. They were like in Kansas.
It'd be Prairie Land. So probably was Kansas. I don't know.
Brian says we got a belly washer from Helene. Deed you did. Deed you did. Glory. I heard that the river was 8 feet above flood before the hurricane hit. Now I've been in mountains where the river goes through between two mountains. And what happens is when that river floods, that water comes up the side of those mountains, and it'll come up a whole lot higher than you think it will. It'll come out 100, it'll come up 100, 200 feet. It'll come way up. If it's a big flood, it will. I was on the Potomac once after a flood. There were homes on the top of that mountain. I remember one had a swimming pool. There were goldfish in the swimming pool from where it had flooded from that flood. And that was a good 300-400 feet above the level of the valley where that river normally runs. Yeah, it's dreadful. And so many people living back away from civilization, just living out in the country, living out so far they don't even have nearby neighbors. And they're hit with this flood and they got no place to go.
Yeah.
They're block houses, two-story cinder block homes, lifted up off their foundation, spun around, crashing into each other. Horrible stuff. Most people never got out. They they thought they were safe until it was too late. When they did get out, if they saw it coming up and they got out before it hit their house, they were climbing the mountain to try to get out. And then they're up there 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, no food, no water. They're dying up there. They're dying. They got no place to go. They're stuck. They're dying. And nobody's coming to look for them. And the goddamn government, excuse
Preach
me.
it. That's a good
Excuse
way to
me.
use it, though. Preach it.
Is putting people in jail for trying to help them.
Yeah. That should be
Or
treason by the
threatening to.
government.
I tell you, our government has become something evil, something fundamentally evil.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, because leaving those people up there to die, that is just pure demonic. It's pure evil. It's inhuman.
And I could say more about that because I might get wrothy.
You and me both on that.
All right, guys. Out of control. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, dokie. Love you all.
Love you guys.
We'll see you Wednesday night. God
See
bless
you Wednesday
you.
night. Hopefully, I'll still have power.
Yes. Everyone needs to realize God is still in control. Amen, committee. Amen to that.
Amen.
Amen.
That he is.
Delicious sound. Love you all. Bye for now. We got a music? Yeah, we can do that.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Love you guys.
Let's do it.
My little fishes, as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes, as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them, and their colors begin to glow, I am born into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace.
Good night, all. Love you
From
all.
Good night,
watching
guys.
my
Love y'all.
fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Good night, all.
Hi, guys.